Hello everyone. So in the last video lecture we have seen the types of rectifier and what is a rectifier. So rectifier is nothing but it is an electronic circuit which convert the AC into the pulsating DC. Okay. And we have seen the types of the rectifier, that is the types of the rectifier, two types of, that is half wave rectifier and a full wave rectifier. So full wave rectifier is again of the two types, that is center type and the bridge type. Okay. So in the last lecture we have seen the working of the half wave rectifier. Okay. And this is the waveform of the rectifier. Right. You can see the only the half wave is rectified. The next half is removed. That is why it is known as a half wave rectifier. Now let us understood what do you mean by the full wave rectifier. Okay, so in the full wave rectifier, we have seen that there's a two types, center type and bridge. So let us first understood what do you mean by the center type full wave rectifier. So here you can see the diagram. So left hand side it is a primary winding, and on the right hand side is a secondary winding, right? But in the secondary winding you can see there are three terminal. One terminal is connected to the diode, to the anode of the diode. Second terminal, that is the last terminal below terminal, is connected to the anode of the D2, and the middle one is connected to the RL. Okay, so that is a center tap. The center tap is connected to the load resistance. Now let us understood how it works. Okay. Now what happened during the positive half cycle, right? I hope you know what you mean by the negative half cycle and the positive half cycle, right? Because rectifier converts AC into pulsating DC, and AC is nothing but the combination of the positive and negative cycle, half cycle, right? So what will happen in the positive half cycle? In the positive half cycle, the above terminal is a positive, and the below terminal, that is a terminal which is on the downside, is nothing but a negative. So positive is connected to the D1, anode of the D1, that is D1 is in forward bias, and the negative is connected to D2. Hence D2 is in a reverse bias. So what will happen? The current will start flowing from positive terminal to negative terminal. So that means the current will start flowing through the D1, and when it will come to the point where it is a two ways, right? One is going to the RL and the second one is going to the D2. But do you think it will go to the D2? No. Why? Because D2 is in a reverse bias. So D2 will not allow the flow of the current. So what will happen? When the current will flow through the D1, and when it will come to the point where come to the point where there is a two way, one way is going to the RL and second way is going to the D2, it will definitely follow the path of RL. It will not go to the D2, because D2 is in reverse bias and it will block the flow of current. So the current will flow through the RL, and in this way the current will flow, that is current will start from D1 and it will go to the RL, right? So during the positive half cycle we are getting a current, right, through the D1 and RL. Now let us see what will happen in the negative half cycle. In the negative half cycle, the D2 will be in forward bias, right? Because in the below side it will be a positive and the upper side will be the negative. And D1 is in a reverse bias. So what will happen? The current will start flow through the D2, and when it will come to the point, the same point where there is one way is going to the RL and the second way is going to the D1, it will definitely go to the through the RL. Why? Because D1 is in a reverse bias. So the current will start flowing through the RL. So that means the current is going to the D2, and from D2 is going to the RL, right? So in this way we are getting the current for both the cycle, right? That is for the complete wave. That is why it is known as a full wave rectifier, right? Now let us once again read the full sentence, full concept. During the positive half cycle, diode D1 is in forward bias and diode D2 is in reverse bias. Hence the current will flow through the D1 and the load resistance RL, right? You can see the diagram. The current will flow through the D1 and the load resistance RL. But during the negative half cycle, the diode D2 is in forward bias and diode D1 is in reverse bias. Hence the current will flow through the D2 and the load resistance RL. Here the rectifier conducts the current for the whole cycle, hence it is known as a full wave rectifier. You can see here, this is the output of the center tap full wave rectifier, right? You can see we are getting the output for the positive half cycle, and also here we are getting the output for the negative half cycle also, right? Since we are getting for the output for the complete waveform, one cycle of that waveform, it is known as a full wave rectifier. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Let us move to the bridge type full wave rectifier. Okay, now this is also one type of full wave rectifier. Here what will happen, you can see the upper point and you can see the below point, right? So there is a 4 diode are connected, right? D1, D2, D3 and D4, right? So let us see what will happen during the positive half cycle. During the positive half cycle, the upper one is a positive one and lower one is a negative one, right? So what will happen, the positive is connected to a anode of the D1, right, and the positive is connected to the cathode of the D3. So that means D1 is in forward bias and D3 is in reverse bias, correct? Similarly, the below point is connected to negative terminal, right, and now the negative terminal is connected to the cathode of D2 and the anode of D4. That means D1 and D2 are in forward bias and D3 and D4 are in reverse bias. That means D3 and D4 will not allow the flow of current. That you can consider it is a dead end, right? It is a dead end for the current. Means current will never go to that path. Okay. So what will happen at the point from between the D3 and D1? That point, okay, it will start flowing to the D1, and after coming to the D1, okay, it will not going to the D4, right? Because D4 is in a reverse bias, so it will go to the RL, right? And by moving in the RL, it will again come to the point between D3 and D2, right? And when it will come to the point between D3 and D2, what do you think? Where it will go? D3 or D2? Right? Of course D2. Why? Because D3 in reverse bias, it is like a dead end, so it will go to the D2. And after D2, it will not go to D4, it will again complete its path and it will go to the negative terminal of the supply. Okay, so this is how you can see the current is flowing during the positive half cycle. Okay, now what will happen during the negative half cycle? Okay, so during the negative half cycle, this here you will see, here there will be a positive terminal and on the upper side there will be a negative terminal. Okay, so what will happen, the current, okay, so similarly in this in the negative half cycle, D4 and D3 are in the forward bias and D2 and D1 are in the reverse bias. So current will move from D4 to the RL, and from the RL again it will go to here, and after this point what will happen, it will go to the D3, and this is how it will complete its path. Okay, so in this way it will complete its path. Let us see the working. Okay, when you will see the written statement, you will understood it clearly. During the positive half cycle, D1 and D2 are in reverse forward bias and D3 and D4 are in reverse bias. Hence the output current follow from D1, sorry, it's not follow, it's flow from D1 to RL to D2, right? Let's see, flow from D1 to RL to D2. Okay, during negative half cycle, D3 and D4 are in forward bias and D1 and D2 are in reverse bias. That is exactly opposite. Hence the current will flow from D3 to RL to D4, right? Here again we have seen that here again the rectifier conducts the current for the whole complete cycle, right? Hence it is known as full wave rectifier. Okay, so you can see this is the output, right? It's exactly same like a center tap because they both are full wave rectifier, so the output will exactly the same. Okay, so these are the types of rectifier and their working and the waveform, that is output they are generating. Let us see few important terms related to our rectifier. First one is PIV, that is peak inverse voltage. Okay, It is defined as a maximum value of the negative voltage across a rectifier diode when the diode is in reverse bias. Okay, right? When the diode is connected in the reverse bias, right? At that time, what will be the maximum voltage? Will known as a peak inverse voltage. Rectification or rectifier efficiency. Okay, so basically, what do you mean by efficiency? The output upon input, right? The output power upon input power, right? So, what is the input for the rectifier? AC, and what do you mean by the output? DC, right? So, it means DC upon AC. So, let us see. It is defined as a ratio of the DC output power to the AC input power. Okay, so that is efficiency of a rectifier. Okay, ripple factor. So ripple factor basically if, it is nothing but defined as the RMS value of the ripple voltage of AC component to the DC output voltage. So basically this is a just a definition to understand. Let us see what let's see. Ripple factor means the ability of a rectifier to convert AC into pulsating DC, right? If suppose one rectifier is converting more, means is converting AC into pulsating DC better than the second rectifier, it means the first rectifier has a ripple factor has a better ripple factor than second one. Okay, so that is the ability. If the ripple factor is more, it means that rectifier has the better ability to convert the AC into pulsating DC. Okay, so all these are the important terms which are related to rectifier. Okay, so I stop here. In the next video lecture, we will see what do you mean by filter. Okay, thank you.